Yo, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another Modern Warfare video. Today I wanted to talk about the perk rebalancing change that passed in Season 2 and why you guys should be experimenting with your perk setups on your loadouts. I think because of the fact that the first bit of information that we got about it was the overkill change, and that there was like speculation that it was to target campers. I think people kind of assumed that that's all that was really changed, but there's quite a bit more interesting things that they've added that open up quite a bit more print combinations on your loadouts. But going from least impactful to most, starting off with double time, they've um, doubled the recharge rate of tactical sprint on that perk, which is pretty nice. You're definitely gonna notice that recharge rate and it coming up quite a bit faster. But for me personally, on my rush classes that I use double time with, I usually run stims. So stims are still gonna be faster than just relying on that perk for recharge rate. But you know, for those in between classes that are not full out rush classes, but you still want it to have a little bit of mobility on, this is definitely gonna help because you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna notice that recharge rate, and it's gonna allow you to push objectives or get across the map just a little bit faster. Um, but next up, they've also added gas grenade resistance to battle hardened, by eliminating the cough and reducing the slowdown and blur effects, which is a much needed change in my opinion because currently on small maps and certain objective modes, gas grenades are just insane. It's almost impossible to contest a gas grenade right now because the cough gives out your position, and then you can't ADS, and you can't really see anything. And then your actual ability to move your aim, your crosshair is slowed because of the fact that you're blurred, right? So it made it for almost a like a end all option. Like you could block off so many streets and doorways and things like that. So I think them adding this to Battle Hardened is gonna kind of shake up those maps and those game modes. So it's a really nice change. But looking at Point Man next, they've increased the score gain for this perk, to make it more on par with not running the perk, which is pretty nice because previously I believe kills were worth somewhere less than 100 points. I want to say it's around 80 to 90. I can't remember exactly, but although the goal with this perk is to try and get your points from capturing objectives and stuff like that, a majority of your interactions are still going to be gunfights and getting kills. And with the way it was before, you felt like you were kind of missing out because you weren't getting what you were equivalent to not running the perk, which is a full kill towards your kill streak. I believe now it's worth somewhere around 100 to 110 points. So it does now incentivize you to run that perk, and you don't feel like you're missing out, which is really nice. But getting to some of the more juicy changes, the hacking ability from EOD has been removed and placed onto Spotter. Now, while that might seem like a minor change, this is a pretty big change because previously, in order to run that class to be able to effectively deal with like claymores and bouncing betties and stuff like that, you had to run both EOD and Spotter, which limited your overall combinations that you could run with the perks. But now that you only really have to run Spotter to be able to deal with claymores, it will open up that perk 1 slot for you. And there's so many good perks on perk 1. One of them, which I'll be getting into in a second here, but this is a pretty nice change because I like being able to deal with claymores, but the fact that I had to give up 2 of my 3 perks to do it was just not really flattering to me. So this change will definitely allow me to run that Spotter on some more of my classes and be able to deal with those campers and stuff like that. But the next pretty big thing is Tune Up. Tune Up is the perk that increases your field upgrade recharge rate, and they've added a little bit more to it. So previously, it's around 2 kills before with the perk, because when you get a kill with this perk on, it gives you a chunk to your bar. So 2 kills previously is what 1 kill gives you now with the perk, and the tick rate of the actual perk is a little bit faster as well, and it's quite noticeable. Whenever I'm running a long recharge time upgrade like stopping power, which I usually like to run in some of my classes, I'm definitely noticing that I'm getting that way more often than before. So that is a much needed change. Not needed, but so it's a really nice change to incentivize us using this perk now in field upgrades, because field upgrades are pretty boring before, and you only really ran dead silence because it was a fast recharge time. So now that tune-up makes all of the longer ones feel like a medium recharge time, it will definitely incentivize you to use something else other than dead silence all the time. But lastly, the pretty big one that I feel like was changed was quick fix. Now I'm going to show you a clip of the old quick fix versus the new. So yeah, it's pretty much instant now, and all the time. The first clip I showed you wasn't even the worst of it. I think the worst part about the perk before was the fact that it wasn't consistent. Sometimes you regenerated a little bit faster than others. Sometimes it took a long time, so it was kind of weird to use. But now there is no delay. So as soon as you get that kill, you immediately start regenerating, and it's consistent. So like I said, this is one of the biggest changes, and I really like running this on perks where I'm playing more aggressive, because I feel like I can push that next player way more faster, almost immediately now, instead of having to wait like 3, 4, 5 seconds for my health to come back. Yeah, like I said, you guys definitely want to go ahead and experiment with those perks. There are a lot of big changes. Let me know what you guys think of the actual video and what perks you guys use on your loadouts. I'm gonna leave the rest of this match, because if you haven't noticed, it's kind of been the battle of the campers versus the non-campers, but has a pretty close finish. So I'll let you guys kind of watch the rest of this gameplay. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great day.
Enemy precision airstrike. We've lost the lead. Enemy personal radar online.
Contact!
Getting hammered. Step it up. Enemy care package inbound.
I'm not the enemy!
We've taken control.